Welcome to the latest edition of Inside Carolina. I'm your host, Hannah Hall, a proud alumna of the university. Well, in this episode, we're going to be exploring a tough topic for many South Carolinians, brain health. Perhaps you've had a friend or family member who's had a stroke or suffered from Alzheimer's. Well, treating and diagnosing those disorders has been a challenge for our state, and USC is stepping in. The university recently opened a new brain health center with state-of-the-art technology. We'll meet with Associate Vice President for Clinical Affairs, Sarah Kirby, to learn more. And we'll show you the fascinating artwork of USC art professor Dawn Hunter, whose work is inspired by a 19th century neuroscientist. Those pieces of art will be displayed in the new Brain Health Center. So open your mind, we're going inside Carolina.
Thank you for joining us today for this milestone moment, not just for the University of South Carolina, but for patients and families across the state. We look forward to offering clinical and support services for patients and caregivers, academic training activities for our students, and education opportunities for our community.
The University of South Carolina is taking bold steps forward to address both current and future healthcare needs in our state.
We need to also do all that we can to take care of these precious people that we have in our state, and this is a great monumental step forward that will have enormous repercussions for our future. So to everyone involved, thank you.
Here to tell us more is Sarah Kirby. Sarah, thanks so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me.
You are the Associate Vice President for Clinical Affairs at USC. Big job, but what kinds of things do you work on, and how has your background prepared you for this role?
Well, my role as Associate Vice President for Clinical Affairs really means that I'm responsible for the strategic direction, creating the operational plan, helping with the design of the new campus that we're building out at the Bull Street District. I've been a nurse for over 30 years, and I have been at the bedside taking care of patients in the critical care setting. Just had a plethora of experience in hospital operations. I've been in leadership roles within nursing, and then had an opportunity to work as a CEO to help bring a campus to life and to help run that campus operationally with an amazing team for 5 years. You know, the last 32 years in hospital operations has really helped me prepare for this moment to work with this team to help bring this vision to life.
We're so excited to have you in this role, especially with your background as a nurse. The work that is happening around brain injuries and brain conditions, is there a need for expanded care here in South Carolina?
Absolutely. You know, often we hear this term neurological desert. I mean, what does that really mean? When we think of a desert, we think of a place that without resources. And so we know that depending on how you define rural health, that most likely 35% of South Carolinians live in a rural area without access to health care. Our goal is to work with local communities side by side with primary care physicians, speech language pathologists, OT, speech, community health workers, to bring access to the local area. We know that local people want to receive local care. Now, if they have a need that requires a higher level of care, that's where we'll serve them at the Brain Health Center.
Tell us about the Brain Health Center that's just opened. How exciting.
So excited. We had just a tremendous amount of people help bring this vision to life. The Brain Health Center, as you know, is just such a dynamic, vibrant place full of energy. We have research, we have physicians, therapists, we have the 7T and the 3T MRI. This piece of equipment is just extraordinary for us to be able to have to use for clinical use and for research. This is a dream come true for us to have this in Columbia. And so we'll be able to provide better diagnosis, quicker, faster, better care for our South Carolinians and the families. And also, what's different and unique about the Brain Health Center is we've really focused on prevention. We talk a lot about what we do after injury or disease, but we also focused on prevention. So the place is available for those who want to come attend a class, attend a workshop, bring families to come and to learn and to educate on healthy eating, lifestyle choices. And so while we're very much known for our treatment modalities and our advances in technological care, we're also focused on prevention.
You think that this would be something that would be offered in much larger cities, New York City or Los Angeles, or you would have to travel for this kind of service and research, but you're saying it's going to be done right here.
It's done right here, and that's exactly the point, that we'd like to keep South Carolinians home. World-class care, close to home is the goal. And so the Brain Health Network will continue to expand in all the right places to make sure that we're meeting the needs of South Carolinians, and then to continue to grow out this center and do the good work. And then we have the hospital on the horizon. So a super exciting time for us. This really is a continuum of care. These are all connected with each other.
What is your vision for the hospital and how it will help its patients?
So if we start first with the network and making sure that we're taking care of local people out in the rural areas across South Carolina, when they have a higher need or they need advanced diagnostics, we have the 7T and the 3T MRI at the Brain Health Center. If there is the need for the next level of care, that's where our hospital comes into play. So those acute care, highly complex neurological patients, and also the rehabilitation components of neurology, and to take care of patients in a new and a different way that doesn't exist here in the Southeast. Right now we have South Carolinians who have to leave the state for really good rehabilitation care, and we're changing that.
Well, thank you so much for the work that you're doing inside the Brain Health Center and making that available to South Carolina and its residents. So incredible. Thank you again.
Well, thank you for having me.
Now let's meet art professor Dawn Hunter. Inspired by a 19th century neuroscience pioneer, she's turned the intricacies of the brain into incredible works of art.
The artwork that is featured at the Brain Health Center is from my portfolio about Santiago Ramón y Cajal, the father of modern neuroscience. I received a Fulbright fellowship a few years ago to go to the Instituto Cajal and conduct research in the Legado Cajal, the Cajal legacy. And I created artwork from his original scientific drawings, his personal objects, scientific equipment, and personal photography. And the director of the Brain Health Center reached out to me and asked me if I was interested. And I said, definitely. We created a collaborative vision. And the director of the Brain Health Center talked about what the needs of the patients would be and how it would need to be integrated within the environment to support a healing experience. And so then we sort of came up with curating which drawings would be included, and then also selecting a drawing that then I created a wall covering for that's on the second and first floor. Cajal is the father of modern neuroscience, and he won the Nobel Prize for his research on the brain in 1906. His drawings are still used in textbooks today, and especially like the retina drawings where he's predicting information flow. He was correct, and that was before the electron microscope was invented in the 50s. I was illustrating a neuroanatomy textbook. And in the course of illustrating that textbook, I became very intrigued with Cajal. And so I walked around for about a year talking about how somebody really needed to do a project about Cajal. It had very specific ideas as to what the person needed to do and why they should do it. And then I realized I could just do it myself, and I should be doing it. It exceeds my expectations, and it's extremely meaningful to see my artwork appreciated and embraced and integrated within the scientific community. USC reached out to me and want to show the work in the Brain Health Center is tremendously meaningful to me because of just the amount that's gone into the project, but then also that it's going to be part of people's lives on a daily basis, and that it's going to hopefully, introduce more people to Cajal. When people compare his work to Da Vinci's or to Durer, that's real. Like, there is an aspect of his work that is art. And so hopefully anyone who is a visitor of the Brain Health Center, hopefully they'll feel inspired and interested.
What a unique connection between art and science, and a huge step in opening the new Brain Health Center. Well, we appreciate you joining us. If you enjoy this episode, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and fellow alumni, and we'll see you next time right here inside Carolina.